back to Cross Stitch to Globe. My name is Stephanie and this is a channel about cross stitch. And today we're going to talk all about Paula Vaughan. We're going to do a Paula Vaughan parade. I have two finishes, not my finishes. I'll tell you the incredible story of how I ended up with these two Paula Vaughan finishes, FFOs even. And then talk about the Paula Vaughan stitch along that I'm hosting with Jen from Jen's Fiber Web. I'll show you guys what I picked out to stitch for that and talk about like my fabric choices and stuff. And then I'll do a parade of like my personal collection because one of the rules that I've told myself and I've told you guys many times is that I'm not allowed, I have such hoarder tendencies, I'm not allowed to keep all of the Paula Vaughans I've been collecting. So I've been collecting, this is my personal Paula Vaughan collection, and I am only going to stitch 2 of these probably ever. So I'm going to put the rest up on Etsy, but I have been collecting them partly to do a parade of them. And then, so I'm going to show you guys those, and then I'll show you guys, you guys have sent me even more Paula Vaughans to destash. So this is great because we'll get to all look at all of the pretty patterns together, and then the ones I'm not going to stitch are going to go on Etsy. So if you want to join the Paula Vaughan along and you don't have one yet, and one of these inspires you, you can pick it up from me or pick it up from like eBay or whatever. All right, let's dive in. So I've been talking about doing a Paula Vaughan stitch along since last year. I don't know if Jen knew I was serious when I was like, we should host a Sal. And I really wanted to do it in April. But if you guys follow the channel, you know my life kind of blew up in April. Or not in April. My life kind of blew up. Anyway, so by the time April rolled around, I was like no headspace to host a major stitch along. I was still trying to figure out how I was going to finish my last stitch along. And by major, I mean like a big piece. I don't know how many people are going to sign up for it, though more people have like been sharing their Paula Vaughan stash that they are going to start with us than I expected. So anyway, so I reached out to, but I've been talking about doing this and getting it started. And then I reached out to Jen and say like, hey, do you want to just start it? Like, let's just do it. So I've been talking about doing this for a while, but I wanted to do a parade when I had enough of the patterns collected. I didn't know when I started joking about this that I was going to be destashing all the ones that I wasn't keeping, I don't think. But I've changed my mind about which one I'm going to stitch, so it's even evolved since then. So I'm glad that I have like 50 different ones to look at. I picked out the one I want. I'm going to show you them all to you guys, and then the ones I don't want can't live in my house. But anyway, so I've been talking about doing that for a while, and my brother's girlfriend knows that I sell cross stitch stuff on Etsy and that I love cross stitch stuff, and she has several times found stuff at thrift stores and given to me the $5 bag sale video with stuff that she found for me. And then she she was at this warehouse and she was helping them clean it out, and there were, I want to say like 8 fully finished framed cross stitch pieces, and she was like, do you want these? And I was like, yes I do. So I didn't really know what they were. I think she sent me some pictures. One was definitely like a Santa. I'm gonna film the rest of them when I show you guys what I got at the craft thrift store warehouse sale, which I think is gonna hopefully come out on Thursday. So I'll show you guys the rest of them. But 2 of them were Paula Vaughan's, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, not only do I know what that is, but I've been planning a video to like showcase why I'm obsessed with her patterns already. So I can't believe I have 2 finishes. So the first, I looked at the pattern names. So this one that's in the thumbnail, let me pull it up. Okay, so this one is called the Porch Swing, and it is, sorry, you guys were getting glare while I was looking at it. Okay, so this one's called the Porch Swing. And it is from a Leisure Arts booklet, and I think it's stitched on linen, but it might be stitched on even weave. I think it's a linen. Yeah, it's definitely a linen. So it's probably stitched on 32 if I had to guess, because the ones that I've looked at kitting up that's the called for, but you never know. It might be a 28. But I just think it's so pretty, and I'm actually going to keep this one because this is, the one I was gonna do, so Paula, you guys will see, she has like a lot of porch scenes, and that's kind of a classic Paula Vaughan, and I saw, it might have been this one or a different one, at the state fair this past year and just loved it. And I was considering doing a porch scene, but as you can see, they're like quite big. And so having this up in my house already professionally framed is not gonna feel like cheating, because I am gonna be stitching a few others eventually. But I absolutely love it, and it actually goes really well with the colors of my living room. So I'm gonna put this in my living room, and I'm gonna keep this one. This other one I'm not gonna keep. Ooh. Don't want to break it because they are framed obviously with the glass. Oh, this one's heavy. This other one, I'm not gonna keep it because I don't feel like I should have two Paula Vaughns that someone else stitched. It ended up being like I have two lavender and laces that I bought at thrift stores, and it ended up being that I have one. Well, I bought one at a vintage mall. One up, and then putting the second one up, I feel like it was too much. So I actually need to eventually de-stash that other one. But there's just something about having one by somebody else that's really inspiring, and two that to me felt a little bit like cheating. So I'm gonna let this one go. I'm gonna put this on my Etsy shop. It is really heavy, so I gotta figure out how much it'll be to ship before I can figure out like what the price is gonna be, because the shipping on this is gonna be a lot. But this pattern is called Sisters 3. It's another Leisure Arts booklet. And I do have, there are 3 girls in my family, so it does feel like I was meant to find it, but I just think someone else will appreciate having one more than I need to have 2. It's so beautiful. But the shipping is going to be pricey, so I'm going to have to, I will list it by the time this video goes live, but I'm going to have to figure out before I do that, like how heavy this thing is. Because it's a little bit heavy, the glass is heavy, and I thought about saying that I would take it out of the frame or whatever, but I just don't feel comfortable. Like, it's obviously custom framed. I don't feel comfortable messing with the framing of it. If you want to take it out and reframe it into something like a different style frame once you own it, go for it. But I'm not going to touch it. Anyway, so I thought that was so crazy that she found those and asked me if I wanted them. And like, not only do I want them, but like one of them is going to be perfect in my living room. I'm going to look at it every day. And just like, one of the things I really liked about our house when we rented it was that it has a really big front porch, and we don't sit out there I feel like as much as I would like to, but we sit out there a lot. And so that's just so beautiful. Okay, so those are the 2 FFOs I have that happen to like fall into my lap. It's so crazy that they were right, like it just felt like fate. There's been a few things about thrifting lately that I felt like fate, and that is one of them. Okay, so let me show you guys what I'm gonna stitch for the Paula Vaughan along and tell you all about it. So it starts July 1st, and we're talking about it now because these projects are, I think every single one of them is DMC and on like pretty plain fabric. So it may not take you that long to like actually kit it up, but it might be like, I know some of you guys like to digitize your patterns, like literally go in and actually put them into Pattern Keeper and stuff. So this gives you time to do that. And also like, if you want to participate but you don't have one in your stash, it gives you time to, you know, comb through the internets and find one that you want. So it starts July 1st. It is a start along. Like, we're not going to have like updates or whatever. I'm going to stitch a lot of mine in July, but there's no like end point or like calendar or anything. If it goes well and people like it, I could see picking it. I could see July just being like the Paula Vaughan along every year. I would love that. But that's not like, you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm not going to have time to keep going on it. If you just have a Paula Vaughan you want to start it with us. And you can start it anytime in July, but I'm going to start mine on July 1st. So I'm going to start Victorian Bouquet, and I did show this in another video. I had picked out a different one that I am going to destash. I'll show you guys when it gets to there. Part of my life circumstance changes meant that one didn't feel as like central to my life anymore. whereas this one I think is just so beautiful. I love a lot of her patterns feature florals. This is an interior seam with florals, and then it has a hoop, and in the hoop is more florals. So I really love that. There's another one I'll show you that I also really like, that in the hoop is a quilt. But since I'm not a quilter, this felt like more me. And I also like that if I do it on the call for 32 count or a 16 count, it would fit in an 8x10 frame when I'm done, which would make it really easy to FFO. Now, as for fabric, I thought I was going to do this on this Lugana that I thrifted that literally still says West Germany on it. It was $3 thrifted. I looked it up. It's like $4 or $5 now. It's not, I didn't save a ton of money, but I saved some West German vintage Lugana. And I love this color actually for it. This isn't called for color, though it's called for on linen, not Lugana. And I'm not really a Lugana stitcher, but I just thought it'd be perfect, except that it's 25 count. And I really want to do it on 32 or 16. I looked, it doesn't look like there's any half stitches. There's a lot of back stitch. I don't know if there's a lot of back stitch where you pierce in the middle. Everything I'm looking at looks like it goes to a corner on the back stitch. So it might be a good candidate for 16 count, but I really think I want to do it on 32 count. But I was actually thinking mushroom Lugana might also look really good. This is also a 25 count this, so I can't use this piece, but just to compare the colors, this is like the called for color. But with the white carton, I think it might pop better on mushroom Lugana. But since I'm not going to use either of these pieces, and I don't have any 32 count, I've definitely stitched on 28 count mushroom Lugana. I don't know if they make 32 count. I would imagine they would, but I don't buy a lot of Lugana. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to take the booklet to StitchCon, but I'm going to, I told myself I'm going to no buy this year, and I've been really good about it except for like 5 PDF charts. But I haven't made like any 1, 2, 3 stitch orders or anything, which I'm really proud of myself. So I have a list of things that I do need for the rest of the year that I'm going to try to get when I'm at StitchCon. And finding a fabric to go with this, maybe I will bring it, because if I end up in a shopping situation where I can get someone's opinion, I'll be able to ask. So anyway, so I'm going to be stitching Victorian Bouquet. I have 2 copies of it, because these were both from Beck, from Beck Spin, who saved a bunch of old LNS inventory from going to a landfill, and I've been destashing a box of stuff she sent me. So this is going to be, one of these copies is going to be up on Etsy if you want to do it with me. Okay, so here's the rest of my stash. I'll show you what I'm keeping and what I'm letting go. I am going to keep a copy of the Romance of Paula Vaughan. I have 3 copies, so 2 of them are already up on Etsy. So I don't need to destash this one. I'm going to keep this one because this contains 6 patterns. And in this, among the 6 patterns, is one I'm going to do. Here's a picture of Paula from the 80s. This is a Leisure Arts booklet. It says, Paula Vaughan is a warm and gracious lady who still surrounds herself with many of the wonderful things she remembers from her childhood. I could not find like any real information online about her. Like there was a obituary of someone named Paula Vaughan that felt like it could have been her, but I don't think it was. But I got so angry because it didn't mention like needlework or anything in it, and I was like, of course this woman's like a famous in our world designer, and like it's not even in her obituary. Women's arts are not respected. But anyway, I don't think it was actually her. I think I was just mad at the patriarchy for no reason. This book is from 1993. So it has 6 of her paintings, and each of them has been taken into multiple projects. So there's the paintings. And so they're all turned into a cross stitch, but then they're all turned into other art. like quilts and paintings, and this one's like a hat making. This is so 90s. It's really, I've looked through this multiple times. I love looking through this. A crochet blanket. So, I'll show you guys the other one I want to do. I'm going to show you guys all 6 of the cross stitches in here, but I want to show you guys the one I'm going to do. It's not this one. This one is Thoughts of Spring. Should have bookmarked the places that these were, but I did not. Oh, this is the other one I want to do. So I'll save this for another year. Gentle Pastime. So my thinking with the Paula Vaughan along for myself is that I might do as much as I can do this July and then pick it up again next July. And then eventually when I'm done with it, I can switch to this project. Gentle Pastime. Yeah. I just love the wheelbarrow, but like some of the other projects in here are like painting overalls and a birdhouse. Like it's hard to explain how 90s, that I was 9 in 1993. So this hits right at the time when I was aware of like I could probably tell you somebody that did each of these types of crafts. The charts in this book are nice and big. A lot of the charts do, in all of her stuff, have a lot of backstitch, but I don't think it looks terrible. Delicate Beauties. This is a lot like the one I'm doing because it's hoop and florals, but it's got the quilt and the hoop instead of the flowers and the hoop. Also, it's horizontal instead of vertical. I really feel like if I was really crafty, it'd be kind of hilarious to try to do like every single project in this book. Some of them are crazy. Oh, it also, I think somebody out there is doing this little cross stitch on just like regular, not on a sweater. But that has a... that is like charted separately in the book. All right, Image of the Past. So she has a lot of porch things. She has a lot of interior rooms with like Victorian fancy dresses, a lot of bridal scenery, a lot of like mirrors and lots of quilts that are cross-stitched. And okay, I feel like my mom painted something on my sister's dresser that was basically this exact color scheme. Okay, I think we have one more in here. Summer Comes Calling. Okay, I'm glad I'm keeping this, because if I do decide to do a porch scene, that would be a good one to do too. It's very similar to the finish I have, but the colors are very different. And I like that. I just like this book a lot. There's so much. I feel like it's like the imagery in it's really good. Every time I look through it, I get like hit so hard with nostalgia. I bought it, I think, at an antique store. Whenever I bought it, I showed you guys it, but I think I got it at an antique store. Okay, that might be the last one. Let me see. Yeah, I bought it at an antique store, this copy for $4, but I have 2 other copies online. I will link to them. Normally I don't link to stuff, I just link to my actual store, but I'm not going to be, like, this isn't like a ton of stuff to list, so I'll try to link to each thing individually in the description if you are interested in it. Okay, so then now I'm going to show you guys my personal pattern stash. that I'm so this is what I'm allowed to keep. The amount of stuff. I'm putting together a box of things to take to the freebie table at StitchCon, because even though I do like have a store, there's some stuff that it's like worth it to have but not worth it to sell. So like sheets of plastic canvas and stuff, and I just have so much stuff. Okay, this book is called Paula Vaughan's Bouquets and Blooms. I think I showed it to you guys when I got it, and everything in it is so good. It's just I'm not allowed to keep it. I'm not allowed to keep a million things. So it has 12 charts in it, 13 charts. It has 13 charts. Okay. So it has those 6 and those 7. So literally bouquets. Oh, it's called Bouquets and Blossoms. It's literally bouquets and flowers and the kind of like settings that they would go in. And there is a porch, of course. There's a porch. This one has gloves. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Now, Paula Vaughan's Quilts for All Seasons. I believe this is the book that was on our most expensive cross stitch books list for 2020, like our first one we did, not the one we did this year. So I don't think it was on the list anymore. I know Rosanna from Bright and Dusty has this book and pulled one of these as an option, but basically it's literally what it says. It's quilts for all seasons, but what they really mean is every month has a quilt. And so the quilt cross stitches, the color schemes and stuff, the color schemes go with kind of the colors of the month and the themes of the month. Here's March. Oh, April's so pretty. I just love looking at these. I'm so happy I'm filming this, because then later when I'm like, oh, I'm so mad I don't have that anymore, I can just look and be like, well, you weren't going to stitch it and you looked at it a lot, so you don't need to hoard it. June. July. I think one of you guys is doing this quilt. August. I don't know if the quilts from this book were released as separate patterns or if they're all September. October. I hope you guys are seeing them. I did figure out how to make it so that I can see my camera when I'm using this nicer camera. On my ring light. I don't have the ring light on anymore. I just take it off. But I can't always tell if it's in focus when I'm behind it. All right, and here's December. So that is Paula Vaughan's Quilts for All Seasons. All right, this is the one I was gonna do. I'm not gonna do it anymore, but I do really like it. This was the original one I was gonna do. This is from the 1989 April Leisure Arts. It's so pretty. Just the way that it is configured is not, that's not the household that I have anymore. And so I don't need to stitch it, but I really love it. And it's called Fiddler and the Quilt Maker. And it's so pretty. And they also do have, like just the chair and stuff popped out. So that is the 1989 April Leisure Arts. All right, then this is one that was mine, which is a cameo of the past. Another inside with Victorian rooms. Oh, this one's good. I think this one has multiple copies. Like, I think some people also sent me this, so there'll be multiple copies on Etsy. This is called Summer Remembered, and it has 2 charts in it. And yeah, sweet. Okay, I know there's already a copy of this on Etsy, so I'll just be changing the number, and I'll make sure to link to it, because since anything that I've already listed is not like good, it's going to be at the top, so it won't be with the other Paula Vaughns, but this is Wedding Ring Bouquet. And again, not going to stitch it for obvious reasons at this point in my life, but I still think it's really lovely. Okay, so these are my personal charts that are going on Etsy that are destashing. And then you guys have sent me, 4 of you guys have sent me stuff to destash, some to give away, and some to put up on Etsy. And I'm going to be recording those and putting those with the big video I'm doing on Thursday. But I went through because there were some Paula Vaughan charts in there. So 2 people, Emily and Holly, thank you guys so much. You guys didn't know you were contributing to the Paula Vaughan braid, but you did. So Emily sent 2 copies of For the Love of Cross Stitch that has this Paula Vaughan design in it. Let's see, what is it called? These are For the Love of Cross Stitch premiere issue. And it's called A Breath of Spring. And there's the picture in the magazine. This one also has, not by Paula Vaughan, a bunch of geese. So these magazines are good. Okay, so she sent me 2 copies of this. One, the cover is a little bit faded, so that's why I showed you guys the inside, because if you looked at the cover, you'd be like, those are 2 different color schemes. So the chart on the picture on the inside is more accurate. Okay, so there are 2 copies For the Love of Cross Stitch premiere issue. So thank you, Emily. And I'll link her and I'll link Holly's Instagram below. Then Holly sent these 5. So she sent The Fabric of Dreams. Quilting Lessons. Another, I just really like the composition of like a floral vase and a hoop. Summer Remembered, which I just showed you guys, is also in my personal collection, so there'll be 2 copies. Tea and Roses. Oh, it's so good. And these old leisure charts, leisure arts, like, they're big. Okay, so, and then Love Songs, which I love the combo of the florals and the piano. I'm sure somebody who's super musical would just love to stitch on that. Okay, so thank you, Holly. And then this is the second copy of Victorian Bouquet that I already showed you. So that means that this is the start of things that were from Beck Spin. She runs an estate sale company and also has a floss tube. I will link her floss tube below. And she sent me, I showed you guys in 2 different videos, all the stuff she sent me to destash. Like, I think you guys, a third of it or maybe even half of it is already out the door. And then these are the only things I hadn't showed you guys yet because I wanted to save them for this. So, so she sent 2 copies of Victorian Bouquet, so I'm keeping 1 and 1 is going. And then this is A Time to Dream, which is so bridal with the little flower girl. There are multiple bridal Paula Vaughns, but that one has a little flower girl in it. Oh, this one. Okay, this is Because of Spring, which has a lot of like smaller things in it, but like look how good that is. So how many are there really in here? 1, 2. So there's 2 in here. Wait a minute, I'm confused. No, I didn't. No, there's 4. Got stuck. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 of them are like a little bit smaller. they're repeated on the back to the front, but it might be easier to see. Okay. This is From This Day Forward, another bride. So now I've got the bride and the mirror. Oh, this one I almost... When I switched from the one with the like fiddle and the quilt maker, when I switched from that one, but I still was thinking I wanted a porch one, this was the one I wanted to do. It's called Good Neighbors. It's so pretty. But now that I have this porch one, I don't know if I'd really want both of them up in my house together, so I'm gonna pass that, but oh, that's so good. All right, this was Grandma's Favorite Chair. Another good porch. This one is Heirlooms. This one is another copy of Love Song, so there'll be two. Oh, this is make-believe, like little girls in the... Oh, that's so sweet. With the like fancy dresses and... Oh, okay, so there's two copies of this. Paula Vaughan's Rose Garden. And these are like smaller florals. And this gate. Okay, so you have the hat, the yellow flowers, a red flower, a line of red flowers. But you have to have the gate. Again, my fingers, another bouquet and then the gate. Okay, so there's multiple ones in there. Okay, I have two copies of that. Oh, Poems and Promises. Okay. Something old, something new, another wedding one, but this one it's just the dress. It's not like the person. Another copy of Summer Remembered, so if you really want that, you can definitely get it. Tea, Roses, and Romance. Thoughts of Spring. Oh, this is one that has the old sewing machine in it. And Paula Vaughan's, waist canvas designs from Paula Vaughan. So this is like her little florals that you could do, but you don't usually do them in waist canvas, but it includes the instructions on how to. But it's like small, pretty, like floral designs. If you want to do something, this is really pretty. If you want to do something that's a little bit smaller. Okay, I think I already showed you guys this wedding ring bouquet. It's already up. This is the one Jen from Jen's Fiberweb is doing. She's doing Yesterday's Dream. And then, Yesterday's Garden. So you can see why April would have been a good month to do it, because so many are so springy, but I think summer is going to be great too. And because, like, you know, sitting on the front porch. So, okay, so that's the pattern parade. I'm going to link them all below that I'm not allowing myself to keep, just to make it easy. If you are going to join us, the hashtag is Paula Vaughan along, but also tag me and Jen from Jen's Fiberweb so that we can see them, because Instagram hashtags don't work. They don't work. So you guys tag us and then we will share your progress if your account is public. If your account's private, we'll still get to see them, but we won't be able to share them. And we're going to start July 1st. And I would love to know what you're stitching, if you have a bunch of Paula Vaughan stashed. Oh, I wanted to credit, so I found out about Paula Vaughan. I learned about Paula Vaughan first from researching the most expensive cross-stitch books, and then I kept like looking into her. And then Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread was showing like an old finish of hers, and I think that was the first time after becoming aware of Paula Vaughan that I had seen it on Flosstube and got me even more hooked, and that's when I started like trying to find them. So they're not especially difficult to find. Some of them are, but like not all of them are. Anyway, so I wanted to thank Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread for showing that, because that really inspired me. All right, well, you guys, I'm gonna get these all listed. I'm gonna get this video uploaded, and then if you were joining us, I want to hear all about it. So, and if you're not joining us, that's totally fine too. If you're seeing this video the day it comes out, members, the Zoom stitch together is going to be on Sunday. I will see you then. Otherwise, everyone else will see me on Monday night for regular Flosstube. And all right, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you made it to this point in the video, leave your favorite garden themed emoji in whatever direction you want to take it, and that'll be our secret language that you made it to the end. Okay, thanks.